Hello world of gamers, Yogi Gamer back with another video, this time examining the subtle things to look out for when trying to spot a Nintendo DS fake cartridge, because this is becoming an issue, especially on the likes of eBay. We're seeing a lot more fake cartridges, we're seeing a lot more fake sellers. Can you see at first glance which cartridges are suspect? The answer for most people is probably going to be no, unless you're already studying this kind of thing, or unless you've already watched a video that is similar to this one. I can tell you that the two games at the top, the Castlevania games, those are the ones that are suspect. I picked them up on eBay recently, very cheap. That was the first sign, because I know that these games right now are some of the most collectible on the DS, and therefore they have the highest prices. I picked them up anyways because I was curious and I wanted to find out whether or not they were the real deal or not, and because I don't think that they are, I'm making this video so that I can point out the things to look for, and also to give some links to further information, and also to link the eBay seller so that you don't make a mistake and end up forking out and getting games that aren't what they say that they are. In a moment I'm going to switch to my mobile phone so that I can get a little bit closer into the games, because with this camera that I'm using at the moment, the standard lens, it just doesn't like having to refocus all of the time, and it'll just mess up the video. So I'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to show one genuine cartridge, then one that's suspect, and then another genuine, and then another suspect. My apologies if the camera moves around a little bit. I'm using the mobile. I don't currently have a stand for it, but I will invest in one for future videos like this. So the first one you can see is a genuine, and what you could expect from Nintendo is a state of continuity with all of the games that they put out. Assuming that they mass produce them in a factory where they have certain specifications, you could expect that the cartridges are going to be tidy looking, especially the placement of the stickers on the front. I'm going to show you now one that's suspect. If you look towards the bottom of this cartridge, you can see that it's a little rough looking, and also if you go to the bottom left, or my bottom left corner of the sticker, you can see that it doesn't quite match the edge, and it also moves very close to the bottom of the cartridge. Back to a genuine one. As with the first one, very tidy looking, and then back to a one that's suspect. With this one actually looks closer to a genuine Nintendo DS cartridge, apart from the very bottom where it looks a little bit rough again. So what you could suggest is that some of these games are probably being mass produced, but obviously not with Nintendo specifications. Some of them where they look a little bit more rough, you could suggest that those ones are being put together by hand. We're going to go back to a genuine cartridge, and this time I'm going to show you the back. So with the back, you have the little mark, the Nintendo mark, which is almost like a watermark for patent pending. You also have a code, and you also have numbers that are on the motherboard, and the color of the pins tends to be a very bright color gold. The color of the lettering on the motherboard tends to be white, and it's also very tidy, fits in between the lines almost perfectly. Now I'm going to show you one that's suspect. Let's just try and get it out of the light. So with this one, you can see that the Nintendo patent pending sign is etched into this cartridge. The lettering on this one is white, but you'll be able to see that it doesn't quite match up with the lines, and it's a little bit more difficult to tell, but the pins on the motherboard, these are a much darker gold. And I'll show you genuine again. It's very subtle, sometimes very difficult to tell. So again, we have the patent pending, almost like a watermark, not etched into the cartridge. Let's pull this one back a little. You have the white lettering on the motherboard, lines up almost perfectly, and then you have the bright gold pins. And then one that's suspect. Again, even if I don't pull it all the way back, you can see darker looking coloured pins and that lettering. It's not exactly lining up perfectly, and again that little pattern pendant that's etched into rather than just being more like a watermark on the surface. One of these actually, I'm just going to take a little look. I think it was the first one that I showed. No, actually it's the second one. So you can't actually see this because I'm shining the light onto the lettering, but the lettering and the numbers that's on the motherboard, they're actually a different colour as well. It's more of a darker colour similar to the pins, but when I'm shining the light on it, it actually looks white. So those are the subtle things that I've noticed, and I would suggest that those are the things that you need to look out for when you're looking for genuine, suspect and just straight up fake Nintendo DS cartridges. One of the other things that I'm going to do in a moment is pop one of these games into the DS to show you that one of these cartridges actually gets stuck because it is slightly bigger than the rest of the cartridges, and it's one of the suspect ones. One moment. I believe it's this one, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. It's challenging enough to do this with both hands, never mind with actually it's not even going to press in this time. Oh, that's because I'm trying to press it in the wrong way around. There we go. It didn't click in all the way very smoothly. I'm just going to pop it out. Hang on a second. The things you've got to do to make a video. So there, I'm trying to pull it out, and I can't actually pull the game out. So yesterday what I had to do was give it a little jiggle, which I can't do with one hand. See if I can do it with my stronger hand. Push back down. Trying to pull it. I'm not just doing this for the camera for effect. So it's actually stuck at the moment, and what I'm going to have to do is get it out with two hands. So that's what you're looking for. And one of the other things I'm going to say is that the types of games that you're probably going to find that are fakes or very, very suspect, or games like this one, Castlevania, because these are the games that are very popular, especially with retro gamers and retro game collectors. There's lots of other titles on the DS which are becoming expensive. Things like this, for example. I'm sure as time goes on, we're going to see a lot more fake cartridges popping up on the market. One of my local stores was actually the victim of lots of Sega Master System fake cartridges. You know, the staff are not really trained to look out for these types of things, but people who do study this type of information gathering, I guess you could call it, they found out about these cartridges in the store, and then they pointed it out to the staff. I'm sure, you know, it's just going to be one of many cases as time goes on. Unfortunately, it's not nice, especially if you happen to be one of the people who spends a lot of money on a game and then, you know, ends up finding out that it's a fake one. Not so bad if you just want to play the game, you know, it's still not nice, but you know, if you're somebody who wants to collect the game and store it away for later on and maybe resell it later on down the line, then things like this is just a pain in the backside. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll leave some links down below. I will definitely leave a link to the eBay seller who is selling these games at the moment. What I know about them is that they are being mass produced in China, but for the European market they're actually being sold through Norway, and I would imagine that's probably just to try and keep the cost of getting them into Europe down. So thank you for watching, thank you for liking, subscribing and commenting on all of my videos so far. I will catch you in another video very, very soon.